Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, and this is another episode of Dapper Dan's Damage Report. I, of course, am Dan Ragu. Let's see, it's another week where I don't really get to travel, which is unfortunate, but I do want to take this time and really appreciate everybody that's watching this. If you're paying attention, if you subscribe to the channel, if you're following me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. If you're doing all that, I really do appreciate that. That's what I've been trying to do, trying to get my name out there, trying to get myself to be able to talk to you guys more openly than just a few posts, and nothing that's limited to 140 characters and whatever the post limit is on Twitter or Facebook, I'm sorry. I want to be able to do that and to be able to talk more outside of shows and be able to express myself to a camera, and you can see me talking and it feels like I'm talking more straight to the person, and I like that, and it seems to have gotten a very good response. It seems to have gotten people to pay attention, and I really appreciate it. It's also gotten me some good feedback from a lot of people that I respect in wrestling. A lot of people have messaged me and said, Dan, I've been watching the show, here's some ideas. That's why the format is, if you've noticed, it's changed just a little bit. I don't think it'll completely change. It's not like I'm gonna turn this around and say, well, they said I should do this, so I'm gonna do this, because that wouldn't work. This has to be genuine. This has to be comfortable to me. Otherwise, it won't be genuine. It won't make it feel like I'm talking to. It'll make it feel like I'm talking off of a script. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to feel like that. I want you to know who Dan Ragu really is. That said, like I said, we don't really have any shows to go to this weekend, which is unfortunate. I hate not doing that. You know, I hate sitting at home and wondering, man, I wish I was part of this show. I wish I was a part of this show. I got a chance to check out some of the results from Vintage, from Animate, from Ronin, which I talked about in the last episode. I've heard all great things. You know, Olaf from Frozen, all good things, all good things. I heard some amazing stuff, and I'm really happy to hear about that. People can talk all they want. People can say they don't like certain things, and they don't like certain wrestlers, they don't like certain promotions, but at the end of the day, if one promotion does succeed, that's another place in professional wrestling that professional wrestlers can go to, that they can find, that they can hone their craft and get better at. And that can only mean good things for the business. I don't care if you don't agree with their policies or anything. I truly believe they should succeed. So I fully support Ronin. I fully support Animate Miami and SuperCon Championship Wrestling, and I support Vintage like crazy. And to put that in perspective, I don't work for them right now. I don't currently have a position with them where I can call them up and say, hey, do you need me? Maybe I can go there and possibly work with them. Hopefully that'd be lovely. I would love to, and I wouldn't turn that down at all. I would love to do it. But I support them not because I'm working for them. I know a lot of people think that that's a jaded way to see that. They see people that work for the companies and see them saying positive things. I'm a person who's not working for them. I'm not in any way, shape, or form right now working for them, and I'm saying positive things. I support them. I think you should go to their next shows. I know that I messed up in the last episode, which I want to apologize for, that FSCW, their next event is SuperCon, and that's not true. Although SuperCon tickets are currently on sale for a very low price of $60 per day, which I saw that and thought that's great, because SuperCon always packs out some amazing guests when it comes to media of television and movies and comic books. My God, the comic book stuff they have there is amazing, and I'm a huge fan of comic books, so that makes me very happy. But currently on sale, which is great, and it scares me that it's only a few days past Animate Miami, and already they're putting it out for that, and they're just rushing it out. I I think they really do care about where their fan interaction comes from, and that's great. So, like I said, I did want to apologize because I said something wrong. I said that their next event was SuperCon, and that's not true. Their next event is Magic City Comic Con, which is going to be at the Magic City Casino in Miami, Florida, and that's their first adventure into this, which I have no doubts in my mind that that's going to be a success. Miami has been a great home to the SuperCon family. It's a great major town, and it gets a lot of traffic, which is wonderful. I can't wait to see what happens. It's going to be very interesting to see where that is, and already some of the guests lined up are fantastic. So if you want to, I would recommend checking that out. Ronin Pro Wrestling, their next show, December 6th at the famed War Memorial Auditorium. If you know professional wrestling, if you know wrestling in Florida, you know the War Memorial Auditorium. Anybody has laced up a pair of boots at that place. Now Ronin Pro Wrestling, in my opinion, proves what they've done all along, which is to say they have some of the best, and they're going to the War Memorial Auditorium, and they're going to really show what they can do at that place. And some great athletes there that I can't wait to see what happens with that. That's going to be an interesting one. I've not heard just yet what Vintage is going to be doing with their next one, but I did put the information in the description of the last video. You can go check that out. I'm curious to see. I've heard nothing but good things about the War Games match, which, if you, again, like I said in the last video, I'll say it again, if you know me, War Games is probably one of my favorite match types of all time. So, we don't have much to talk about other than that. Like I said, I did want to just get out of the way and say thank you very, very much to the people that have been watching these videos, that have been liking, that have been subscribing, that have been sharing, that have been doing everything. You guys are wonderful. There have been some new matches that have been announced for shows that are coming up in the future. I know D1PW has a show in December that I'm really looking forward to, December 27th, at the VFW in Hollywood. I'm really looking forward to it. Some great matches that I've talked about before. It's going to be a great show. I'll get closer, when the days get closer to that, I'll get closer and I'll talk more and more about that. Now, really, I don't really have very much more else to say, but I did want to at least come on here and try to talk at least a little bit about those subjects. I wanted to mention how happy I am that Ronin and Animate Miami and Vintage and all the shows that I support, even if I'm not a part of them, that I do support them. And everyone talks about it. I just want to put this on here. Everyone says it, support indie wrestling. Hashtag support indie wrestling. Well, the best way to do it is to go to the shows. That's very true. But follow them on Facebook. Follow on Twitter. Follow on Instagram. Do all the good things. Share the videos. Because these people need to be spotlighted. There are a lot of great wrestlers that in my opinion, are extremely underrated. Very underrated. I remember talking to somebody the other day about some people and saying that they were the best kept secret in Florida or the best kept secret on the indies. And I'm starting to see some people I'm talking about with that, they're getting a lot more traction. I'm like, well, you're not really doing very well as being a secret now, are you? But that's great. I'm happy for them. I want them to get success. As far as I'm concerned, it's going to be good to see all of these people. There's nothing more that I want than the independents to succeed, because without the independents, then the quote-unquote upper levels of wrestling won't succeed. If you don't have somebody to watch, if it's only one game in town, that's extremely boring. And I feel like there needs to be something more. There needs to be more of a mix, and it's great to see that that's happening. And I'm so happy to hear about that. that said, I'm going to go before I start rambling more than I already am. This is what happens when I really don't have much to do other than just sit here and talk to you guys. When I'm at a show, I'm running around and I'm doing stuff. I've been told that I look like a chicken without a head because I'm constantly walking around and running and doing stuff. So I'm going to go now, and I want to thank you guys once again for liking and subscribing and favoriting and sharing and doing everything you do with these videos, man. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. You're getting my name out there, and you're getting people to pay attention to stuff. And that's one more thing I do before I go I want to talk about. We're in a new era, I feel, where you guys are a lot more in control. The fans, the people that are watching and sharing these videos, you're more in control than you ever have been in your life. It's so crazy. It's insane to me that the power of the people is now more than ever a huge deal. By voicing your opinion, by sharing it on Facebook, by posting on Twitter, by Instagramming, by doing everything, you can make this happen. Revolutions have happened, and the revolution won't be televised. The revolution will be live tweeted. And that's where it is, and that's what I want to be able to do with wrestling and with these videos. And I hope that this that'd be cool if I could prompt other people to do it, if I can get other people to say, hey, maybe we should talk about these sort of things. I'm not the first, and I hope to God I'm not the last, to pick up a video camera and say, hey, guys, let's have discussions, let's talk. And if you want me to talk about something, by all means, put it in the comments. Share it somewhere. Let people know what's going on, because I think this can be something different, and I definitely want to be able to open up the dialogue with more and more people. Do you have questions for me? I'll answer questions. Do you have ideas of people you want me to look at? I would definitely love nothing more than to watch more wrestling. God, my day can't get enough of more wrestling, so if you want me to add and watch that, by all means. But with that, I'm going to go. I want to thank you guys again, and I will see you guys next week. Peace.